Bubble, bubble, toil and trouble. Fire burning cauldron bubble. Something wicked this way comes. Magical deeds are afoot, dear readers. Magical darkness. A must. Hello again, the gays. Welcome to my garden party fantasy. Straight people, you're of course welcome to tag along too, provided you're emotionally damaged. I am Natalie, creator of ContraPoints. And no, I'm not a cat girl, I'm a cat woman. I'm sorry you're intimidated by that. Look, I'm tired of only being valued for my petite, heterosexual body. I'd like to be recognized for my worth as a mother, as a wife, and as a woman with values. Just kidding, I'm trash. When you dehumanize the villains, you become unable to recognize the villain within. How is she though? She needs a hot toddy is what she needs. Metal straw because I love the environment. I'm so good. I'm really fucking good. Children, if I have to crawl off the goddamn floor on the morning of November 4th, brush aside the empty wine bottles, and pick up my phone to discover that Caligula Jackson is president for life, I am going to chew my way through the bathroom tile, and I will not stop until I reach the gates of hell. Don't make me eat my bathroom tile, children. There's probably asbestos in that tile. So you've probably heard by now about Joanne Rowling's transphobic tweets. Unless you've been living under a rock, in which case, get back under that rock, sweetie. There is nothing good going on up here. It's not worth it. Look, maybe you're assuming I'm one of these libtarded, Antifa sympathizing, big government anarchists. Why are all my rose petals on this one side? Come, some of them need to come over here. Come here. I've redistributed the petals. Socialist icon. I participate in the charade of a farcical election. America is not democratic, it's a rigged two-party corporatocracy. Well, I mean, yeah. You know, if you're 1 pound overweight, they call you a fatty. If you're 1 pound underweight, they say you have an eating disorder. And if you're exactly the right weight, they call you a fatty with an eating disorder. A classic Vanessa thumbnail is divided into two halves. On one half, Vanessa, looking fish, looking cunt. Always with her lip gloss in the live streams. And in the other half of the thumbnail, for contrast, the tragic dump truck in a maladjusted wig. And I'm allowed to say dump truck because before I transitioned, I was one of Vanessa's dump trucks. I was one of hashtag her dump trucks. And Freud theorized that fetishes emerge from the unconscious trauma that occurs when men discover that women don't have a penis. Boy, have I got news for Dr. Freud.
Let's talk about justice, Ulu. Justice is when I get lots of head pats.
Honestly, I just wish you'd guillotine me quickly and get it over with. How do I know I'm a woman? Well, look at me. Oh, I rest my case. The monitor's over here. That's what I'm looking at when I look over here. I like to check in occasionally, see how I'm doing.
Woman is not a pink brain. My liking for Jimmy Choos or any of the other sexist ideas now somehow touted as progressive.
Oh, well, my mistake. Here I was, thinking I was a woman. Turns out I'm just a man who likes expensive shoes. What a whimsical misunderstanding. Okay, well, that's it, everyone. The channel's over. Thanks for the likes and comments. I'm gonna head out now to the Jimmy Choo store, and then I guess I'll cut my tits off. Joanne! Joanne! This is madness, Joanne. Well, it's a Kentucky Police Patrol car with a Blue Lives Matter thin blue line Punisher skull on the hood. There's a lot to unpack here, but revolution to end capitalism. Okay, so you're saying that your plan is to do a communist revolution and overthrow the US government. That's very valid. That's super hecking valid. That's extremely valid. War is peace. Freedom is slavery. Ignorance is strength. Trans women are women. God, the sense of persecution. This is Orwell's nightmare? This is how Nazi Germany started? First, Hitler told the transgenders they were super hecking valid, uwu. Then he burned their books out. Wait, oh. No, that's actually the opposite of what happened. Sworn virgins weren't transgender. Most were compelled to provide
I
for their
know that,
family.
sweaty. It was just a joke, okay? Calm down.
She thinks that if she had been a child today, she would have been transed. Someone would have transed her. You know, people are being transed left and right these days. It's a reasonable thing to be concerned about. Trans people, we're always on the lookout for the next person we can trans. That's all we want to do. Is trans people. I transed 4 people this morning for a breakfast. She thinks that she would have been recruited by the transsexual empire and forced to take hormones by the dark cabal of endocrinologists. Wow, I love that idea of a true scum furry. Isn't that just wonderful? A true scum furry. So most people are in favor of setting predators ablaze, but you know, there's always a couple buzzkills in there whining as usual about, oh, maybe we shouldn't be cheering on burning people alive with no due process and no evidence. Lots of men like to fuck my wife because I'm too busy crying about due process. But those people get shouted down pretty fast. They get called pedo simps. Pedo simp. A penis and a sausage cannot make a baby. Checkmate the gays. It's just science. I don't think anyone should stan Joe Biden. I'm not asking you to like, comment, and subscribe to Joe Biden's OnlyFans. Fascinating, though I'm sure it is. Silence of the Lambs is the story of Buffalo Bill, an animal lover and innovative seamstress. Buffalo Bill is a trans-trender. A trans-trender! Who kills women to make a suit out of their skin because his application for sex reassignment was rejected because, according to Hannibal Lecter,
Billy is not a real transsexual.
Hannibal Lecter is a true scum. There's so much gatekeeping of trans people. I just want to use this opportunity to reassure my trans audience that even if you've only killed 1 or 2 people, you're valid. I entertain myself. That's how I continue to struggle onwards. Kawaii days? Is this problematic? Cringe culture is dead and we have killed it. This is beyond cringe. This is curse, children, curse. There is a bad transgender in our midst. The bad transgender is not a real transgender like me. And if we can make any progress on any of those questions, well, for once I think I'll actually have earned my Patreon budget. So keeping in mind our very serious and educational purpose, let's spill some shade, throw some tea.
And he thinks that makes him a transsexual, but his pathology is 1,000 times more savage and more terrifying.
More savage and terrifying than being a transsexual? Is that even possible? Who enacted one of the first law codes in the world around 1750 BC, an era that scholars refer to as history times. A president who's refused to admit the danger of a disease that has killed 200,000 people and counting? Of course, there's gonna be some trumpet in the comments saying, it's not that big a deal, calm down. People die all the time. Funny, that's not what you said about Benghazi. Chilton's a pig, the entomologist is a swine, even Crawford's kind of a pig. The pigs are pigs, Miggs is pigs, and Buffalo Bill is the ultimate pig. Die Überschwein. It's in the original German. The fuck am I talking about? Typical male narcissist, Nathan manipulates his cultish audience into thinking he's the victim of the big ol' meanie turfs. If you keep calling me Nathan, I'm gonna call you Nigel. Cheerio, old chap. Or whatever you people say. Catgirl reacts to the Code of Hammurabi. Nias Queen. We don't deserve rights. In fact, a bunch of trans people will probably get real salty with me for making trans people look bad by including Chris Chan in our very prestigious and exclusive club. Oh, please. Transsexualism is a deviant sexual identity, sweaty. This is not the Princeton Alumni Yacht Society. God, how did trannies get so snobbish? And he's obsessed with death's head moths. This demonization of the most self-congratulatory metaphor for gender transformation. I can't believe I finally emerged as a beautiful butterfly. Show don't tell, Lily. Oh my god, I can't wait till trans people have so many rights that it's okay to make fun of us. There's a lot to work with. I mean, not to be condescending, but I feel like the average person's understanding of transgender is still a little bit... I don't really get the whole trans thing. Like, why can't you just be a feminine man? I don't know, Amber. Why don't you be a feminine man? Who knows? You could be missing out. I mean, it was like 1,000 years ago, so I'm sure they were doing their best. It's very good, sweetie. I'll hang it up on the refrigerator for you. Remember, the whole gender-critical feminists with concerns about trans youth routine is obfuscation. These people are bigots. And it's a pretty common canard among TERFs that trans women are hypersexual and hyper-aggressive, right? These inherently pornographic sex demons. But can't we just have a reasonable debate about this? Are trans women sex demons? Why, yes. Yes, we are. The bigots are simply correct. We're sex demons. You can't even talk to these people. Like, how do you engage with this level of vilification? I used to take the bait and argue that, no, actually, I'm not a sex demon. Unless you want me to be. But it's counterproductive to make that argument.
Hi everyone, and welcome to another edition of Trans Stupid, the show where I take a look at the wonderful world of LGBTQIA+++ news, because stupidity is intersectional.
Transgender. More like trans retarded. More like trans gay. Trans gay. I love that. I just realized I'm literally trans gay. That's my impression of an 8-year-old boy. The indirect bigot is always defending something. Always a knight in shining armor. Defending women. Defending the children. Defending marriage. Defending freedom. Defending the family. Defending our values. Defending common sense. Defending tradition. Defending civilization itself. Defending God. He's all powerful, but he could really use your help, Mary. Burn for burn, wound for wound, bruise for bruise, head pats for head pats.
Welcome to Catgirl Bible Study, Neil. Extremely devotional gay sound, Zulu.
I feel very spiritually aroused right now. My third eye chakra, dripping. Macaroni in a pot. I need Jesus. I'm so sorry. I want to make a drink. Sometimes people ask me if I used to be a bartender. No, just drank a lot. Oh, we're revealing leg again. The scandal. Putting a wet, white chiffon thing over it is that much more chaste. Well, I'm an extremely chaste woman. I try to honor God with my body. That's why I got a sex change. I'm honoring God with my sex change. I'm not drunk enough for this. In the Sermon on the Mount, Jesus says, love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you. Love your enemies? But I don't want to love my enemies. No loving, smashing. Strike it from the record. That was fun. I like hammering things. Back in my compet days when I dated men, for a couple straight guys I hooked up with, going down on me was like crossing the fucking Rubicon. This is it, Mr. Frodo. If I take one more step, I'll be the farthest from heterosexual I've ever been. Okay, Samwise, whatever you need to tell yourself. And afterwards, they go into this whole Cartesian spiral. What have I done? What does this mean? Who am I? Think of the drama of what he's asking you to do here. Someone strikes you across the face, and you go, ugh. I don't care for the English. They're sick people. So Troubled Blood is a detective novel about the simmering heterosexual tension between two investigators. And that's really what Rowling does best, isn't it? Simmering. There's a lot of simmering in the Harry Potter universe, and a lot of fans who'd like to raise that simmer to a boil. Hello, Daniel. I love you, grown-up Harry Potter. Let me show you my love, the only way I know how. Ah! Ah! Is there going to be discourse about this? Like, if it's wrong to have compet feelings about Daniel Radcliffe, I don't want to be right. I will not be shamed for my shameful fantasies. Get out of here, Daniel. If society collapses and we go back to Achilles and Odysseus, I'm in danger. I'm much too delicate for this Mycenaean savagery. Back in Homer's time, I'd be a slave at Femboy Symposium.
Extremely sad gay sounds. Meow.
Meow, 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 meow. I was born this way. Born as a fucking idiot. I made a gin martini because I'm 200 years old. It's kind of an Agatha drink. Well, I'm a 200-year-old witch. That's the plot. Pay attention, it makes sense. Also, a martini, what is a martini? But an excuse to drink a glass of gin. Should probably eat an olive, or this is gonna go straight to my brain. It just seems ignorant of the way bathroom policing actually works. Like, is she just so famous that she doesn't use public bathrooms anymore and she forgot how they work? How much could one bathroom entry certificate cost, Michael? $10? Women's bathrooms are policed according to femininity, not chromosomes. And there's no practical way to change that short of stationing a genital inspector in every stall, you know, just to make sure no one's privacy is violated. That's a very good idea, Joanne. That's very good. Well, did I just say all lives are bastards? I'm double canceled. Well, look, all lives are bastards, but only some bastards are armed by the state and licensed to go bastarding around town. The rest of us have to be bastards on our off time. You are worth hundreds of millions of dollars, Joanne, or pounds, or gringotts, or whatever you people have. They have nothing, Joanne. And I think you should take that into consideration next time you decide to speak out about how transactivists are oppressing you. Get it together, Gorge. Are you listening to yourself? What are you doing, Joanne?